Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
Happy Friday, everybody.
It's Friday.
Friday, what is up? We are back for another episode of the Know Before You Go Travel Show. And it's been a couple weeks since we've done one, and we can't stand it because we're in a new studio.
Yes.
And we're still getting everything arranged. It takes time to get all this.
It's just been a crazy 3 weeks.
Yeah. You've been super busy.
Yeah.
I've been super busy. That's a good thing because that means clients are pouring in. People are traveling right now. Summer's just a busy time of year for us.
Yeah, no, it is.
And it really gets crazier for you in January, though.
Yeah.
Isn't that like your busy time? That's when you start
cranking. That's my busiest time of year. January to April is my busiest time of year.
They call it wave season.
Yep, that's wave season. But I don't even want to think about that.
It's been a good year so far. We're halfway through the year. Football's back. So football's on last night.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I like
pumped
football,
up, though. But it's just now it literally will be on the TV every single day until February.
Yeah, you'll have me back at Valentine's Day.
Okay, bye.
No, football's back. They had the Hall of Fame game on last night. That was so refreshing to see.
Who won?
The Broncos won.
I was going to say, did you fall asleep before the end?
No, I didn't. I fell asleep with like a minute left, and I saw the highlights this morning.
Okay.
And, I'm more of a college football fan, but,
yes.
It was so nice seeing it back. Summer's coming to an end, which is really sad.
Yeah, I don't want the end of summer.
Yeah, I know. I like summer. I hate winter.
Yep.
It is the worst. It is the worst.
That's what you'll probably notice. A lot of our episodes and things we talk about are in the Caribbean. It's because we hate cold weather.
We hate cold weather.
We love the Caribbean. So.
We live in South Carolina, and we complain because we think it's cold here. And then we got friends up in the Northeast, Minneapolis, Seattle, New York, all over the place, and they're shoveling snow doing all sorts of craziness every morning. That's nuts.
Right. Yep.
Anyways, let's jump into the show. We have like I say every time, we have an epic show. We have a great show today. We're going to talk about one of our favorite resorts, and this might be our all-time favorite.
Yes.
This might be number one.
Every time I think about just going and having a really super chill, relaxing vacation, it's this resort.
Yeah. And I know we talk about the Caribbean a lot because I think that's kind of, I guess I don't want to call it our specialties. We do everything. We do Viking cruises. You just had a really good...
What?
No, the tour you just booked.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that later.
Okay,
the trip of the week.
I'm kind of bouncing around. We'll save trip of the week for the back end of this. But anyways, no. So when we think about getting away and chilling, this resort always comes to mind for both of us.
And just reconnecting and relaxing. It's the Sandals Southcoast, formerly known as Sandals White House,
because it's in White House, Jamaica.
Yep.
And you've probably heard us talk about this particular resort, maybe here and there within other shows,
right?
But we haven't really done a show on it, so I think it's one of our favorite, if not our favorite property.
Yes,
we should do a whole show on it.
That's right.
What are we doing not talking about?
I know we called it one of the best pools on whenever we did our top 3 pools in the Caribbean.
It got number 1, right? I think it did.
So. Yeah. Because they do have an awesome main pool.
So give us the high level skinny on Southcoast. How many rooms? How many resorts? I know it's a bigger property.
How many resorts?
Oh, excuse me. Coffee's still kicking.
I was going to say, let's get that coffee flowing through your veins. So Sandals Southcoast, like he said, is in White House, Jamaica, which is on the southwest side. Very quiet, serene part of the island. You don't see all the hustle and bustle of Montego Bay or
a port,
Ocho Rios. Yeah. It's just very quiet, pretty laid back and relaxed. But I love the vibe of the resort. But when you pull in, you can just see it. It's got a European flair to it.
It's very grand, I remember.
It's very
grand.
It's
just everything's big. It's got the long driveway that wraps around, and you walk into this almost like it's got the bowl up there with it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it almost looks like a small little palace.
It does. It does.
That's the lobby. But you know what? Whenever I think of this resort, I tell people, you know, it kind of screams luxury to me.
Yeah.
And so it's split into 3 different villages. There's like 372 rooms, but there's the French village, the Dutch village, and the Italian village. If you're going to stay there, I would suggest the Italian village because, number one, then you're closest to everything. And then it's also been completely renovated, all the rooms in there.
Yeah, and I remember when we stayed there, because we've been a couple times, and you've been more than me. So you go tour and see the updates. I just go to play pool volleyball and have pool drinks all day. But you actually go tour stuff.
That's right, yeah. And I've been there like every single year since, I want to say, 2013. So,
wow, yeah. Have you been going every year since 2013?
They always, whenever we go and do our...
Can we switch roles maybe one year?
Yeah, whenever we go and do our trainings and stuff like that, a lot of times it's at that resort.
Yeah,
which I get so excited.
Because it does have a little conference room area, right? I remember.
Yeah, they have actually a very large conference space.
Yeah, and so, but one thing that stuck out to me about this whole property is... Like I think people might look at this online and be like, "Oh, it's so big, it's so huge." But like, really, when you're there, it's big, but everything is so spread out. Like it just has an intimate feel to it. It has a romantic, intimate feel. Yet it's larger. But I think it's because of the villages. Like no buildings too high. It's very small buildings. I think 4 floors might be the most.
Yeah, 4 floors.
Yeah, and then it's really spread out, so the beach is never crowded.
I was going to say,
the beach is
never feels crowded there, and so that's another reason why I really like that. One of the, and you know, just speaking on being spread out, you know, if you do get a room in the Italian village, then you are very close, you know, to all the happenings of the resort and all but one of the restaurants. So
yeah, and I think so that's a good thing to note. Like, so the villages are so different. Like they just have a different feel to them. And the Italian village has been renovated recently, and it is more centrally located. Everything, so you'll probably pay a little bit more to get in there.
You will,
but you may have a slightly different experience, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And then the French village, I know a couple years ago they had at least painted and done a few I guess refurnishings, but the Dutch village needs to be renovated, so I would right now say to avoid that. But
yeah, just try. I mean, not that it's bad, but just try to book a different one. Yeah.
A different room, yeah. But it is scheduled to close next year and be renovated. That part
very
of
cool.
The resort. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I remember tons of dining options. One thing they don't have, though, that I really wish they had was the Butch's Steakhouse.
Yes, but that's kind of a new...
one there.
I know, but that's kind of a new concept. So, but yeah, they have some great restaurants. They've got the Bayside, which I love their breakfast buffet because it's got the most options out of like any of their resorts.
Yeah.
And when I'm on vacation, this is kind of weird, but I love to have baked beans for breakfast. And it's a thing in the Caribbean where everybody eats baked beans for breakfast. And so I get so excited when I go down there and get to have baked beans for breakfast.
Yeah, because you don't see that in the States.
No.
I don't know if it's like a culture thing.
Most of their resorts, their breakfast buffets have them, but I know I can always get it at White House or Southcoast.
Yeah, the breakfast, like we will sometimes go to some of the so they have usually 2 different options. They have a couple of restaurants that are open for sit down where it's a menu.
Right.
They have other restaurants that are open where you sit down at the table, but it's a buffet style, so you can go get whatever you want. And the breakfast buffets are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they're so good. And then we usually, because you know, down in the Caribbean at resorts, you'll see a cat or 2. And so we usually go get the salmon in the morning from the breakfast buffet and then go seek out a cat to feed.
Yeah, because they have the smoked salmon. Sometimes we'll grab some of the buffet. Because, the cats are there. And I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that this morning. We're laying in bed talking about doing the podcast. I'm like, the cats, you see these reviews online, people freaking out about the cats. They're not.
And it's not that many.
Some of these reviews you read, it makes it sound like there's like an abundant amount of cats just lurking around the property all the times. You rarely ever see them. They're pretty conspicuous. And they're really there to prevent the,
rodents.
The rodents. Cause
I was going to say, the things that they keep out are a lot better. I'd rather see a cat.
Yes, this is the islands. The cats are there for a reason. A lot of them are very sweet. If you're not a cat person, just ignore them. I mean, they're. I'm talking about it like there's hundreds of cats that there's really not. Like you might see like maybe one here and there.
Right,
That's it. Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that
Yeah, but
we do.
I've seen reviews make it look like it's like a crazy cat person house, and it's like, no, that's not the case. Like, don't overdo it here. But anyways, by the way, before we continue, if you want any more information on anything we're talking about, hit us up, because we're hearing from so many of our podcast listeners, and it's freaking awesome. Like, we just love hearing from you guys. So if you want information on anything, Facebook message us, Instagram message us. Those are probably really two good ways to get a hold of us. But also you could...
or just go to our website.
Go to our website, yeah, pegnactravel.com.
Submit something there.
There's like a request a quote button on our homepage, fancy little button, click. And then, or you can just email us, janet@pegnactravel.com or george@pegnactravel.com, and we'll answer your questions.
If you want a quicker response, you can email me.
Email.
Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, so I would, when's our next scheduled trip to Jamaica? We actually just scheduled a trip to St. Lucia.
Not St. Lucia.
Oh, no, Grenada. I'm sorry, I'm getting all mixed up.
Well, actually, we are supposed to be on a vacation right now, but due to some unfortunate circumstances, we had to cancel that. And so we do tentatively have one rescheduled, not to the same destination, but we're going to back, which we just did a podcast on it, but Grenada.
Yeah, God, I love Grenada.
Yeah, we're going at the end of this month.
Check out all the updates. There probably doesn't need to be any updates on it. But
right.
At the property, but we'll do a nice little podcast on it.
Yeah, we haven't been in 2.5 years. So.
Yeah, because Grenada's awesome. But Southcoast now, the difference there is Grenada is the country's such a different feel. And one thing I do like that Grenada has over Southcoast is it's right off the airport.
Yeah, so that is one thing to know about Sandals Southcoast is it is about an hour and a half from the airport. Right now they are fixing the road that goes there, so you don't go along the coast like you would to get to most other places in Jamaica. You go through the mountains, so it's just straight across the island, and the road was kind of in really bad shape, and so they have basically ripped it out and they're making a whole new road, and so for a good probably I want to say 30 miles. I mean, it when I was there back in January, it was like off-roading. So it is kind of an adventure to get to right now, but they say that the road's supposed to be finished and completed in December, but it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and when you get there too, like you'll be going to some very like rural farmlands in Jamaica. It's not, to your point, it's not like it's in a big hub for Jamaica. It's kind of in a small village. It's a little tiny village.
Yes, and one of another thing that I really love about this resort is you're right there on the beach, beautiful views. But when you're going into your room, so all of the rooms are beachfront. But then when you're going into your room on the other side of the building and you look back, then all you see is mountains.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's so beautiful,
and so it's really pretty. And then one other thing that's always stuck out to me about this resort is the service. The service is just amazing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the service is, always spot on there.
Yes, it's amazing. And all the staff, like, especially at the swim pool bar, I feel like, we've known them for years and they're our best friends. Like they just sit there and they talk to you. They really try to get to know you, and they have so much fun.
Yeah, they're always super friendly, and it's really cool if you get the butler service. A lot of times, the butlers will kind of tell the bartenders your name, and you'd be like, "Oh, how'd you know my name?" And it's like, "Oh, our butler told you." You know?
Right.
So that's pretty cool. So what would you say? What would you recommend? So obviously, I think we both agree that this resort's perfect for a bunch of different scenarios, just because of its size. So if you're going with, like, you have a group of couples going, that's a great resort for it because it's so big. You can still get your privacy if you want to, or if you want to go hang out as a group.
And I think couples, friends that, like, especially couples that have kids and then they all want to go and just get away from the kids, it's perfect for that because you can go and relax but still have a lot of fun because at night, there's a wide variety of restaurants to choose from. And then they have nightly entertainment, and then the piano bar that's up
I love
top.
The piano bar.
Right. Then that place gets pretty hopping at night. So it does have a little bit of nightlife, but nothing crazy. But I think it's perfect for a honeymoon couple, a destination wedding, just really anybody who wants to kind of go get away from it all and just relax. Because the area of Jamaica that it is in, it's beautiful. There's not a whole lot to do in the area. So if you're looking, again, to just chill, hang out at the resort.
Chill
Perfect.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we like resorts with a higher chill factor.
Yes, we do.
That's a super high chill factor there.
Yes.
Yeah,
and it's a great beach. Just one little note about the beach: so you do have to be careful in some areas where you swim, just because there are sea urchins.
Yep.
But I mean, it's great. I just love that place so much. And some of the new things there, which I don't think you've seen these yet, because it's been a couple years since you've been.
Are you talking about the pub? I was there.
No.
I was there when they had the piano bar, and I sang my
right.
Butt off.
Right.
And I killed it.
No, but now this has changed since last time you were there. They have sushi on the sand, so they have a full sushi restaurant. Which when they have the individual
I
sushi
love my
restaurants,
sushi.
yeah, I think they're really good. I don't eat sushi, but I like all of like the spring rolls and edamame and that sort of thing.
You like the Asian flair, but you don't like the sushi.
Right.
I'll eat the sushi.
Right.
I get all sushi, then I'll like nibble on what you have.
Right.
Because I like what you get, but I like sushi a little better. But I'm still glad you get what you get because I can have a little bit.
Yeah. So that's new there. And then they changed the Bluestein's restaurant. That's in the French Village. So as I said before, there's 3 villages. The Italian village is closest to everything. The French is the furthest away from everything. And there is a swim-up pool bar in the French Village. There's only one restaurant there.
Yeah, but they have their own little... and we stayed there in the French Village when we went this was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were...
Well, and then we got moved to the Italian, so that was good.
Then we did get moved to the Italian. But we were really close to that pool and the swim-up bar. And it is neat because you're on the far edge of the resort.
Right.
And it's kind of quiet and private down there. And that pool is never too hopping. And so, once they get the pool volleyball
I was
out.
going to say, they do the pool volleyball there.
I
In the
love
afternoon,
that.
it can get to be a little rowdy. But
And I dominate pool volleyball.
Oh, geez.
My
overly
competitiveness shines when I get in the pool with a bunch of strangers and they put the net up. And although we're just playing for fun, I'm like the guy going a little too hard. Like I'm the guy trying to win.
Yeah, they're like, what is this? Who is this person?
They're like, we're just here to have a few beers in between matches. I'm like, well, I'm here to win.
Yeah.
I'm here to spike this ball down everyone's throat.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
terrible.
ridiculous.
It's fun, though. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
So some other new happenings. They built the Latitudes Bar, so it's an overwater bar, which is awesome.
Gosh.
And it has hammocks off the side, so everybody goes out there to watch the sunset. It's really nice.
Don't they have the overwater bungalows there, too?
I was just going to say. And then the best new addition, I would say, is, they have overwater bungalows there now.
Oh, my gosh. Those are so nice.
Right. They're all-inclusive, full butler service. And another thing that's really nice about them is with each butler, or I guess each bungalow, you get your own private cabana on the beach reserved for you for the entire week. So that's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah, see, that's nice. The cabanas, there are extra if you want. Certain ones are extra, right? Like the private cabanas.
Oh, yeah. If you're
so-
not staying in, one of the overwater bungalows, but just like most resorts, to reserve a private cabana for the day,
Yeah.
it's roughly $100 to $150.
Yeah. And we did that on that cruise that one time. We went on a cruise once. Remember that guy?
I was going to say, we didn't actually reserve it. He
We
let
were-
us take it over.
He liked my hat or something. Or my T-shirt.
He
And
liked
I had like a Aruba shirt on or something.
Yeah, and he liked your swimsuit, he said.
That my American.
Maybe that sounds kind of creepy, but yeah, you had your...
No, he was a super nice guy. He's like,
Yeah.
hey, I paid like $150 for this. We only use it for a few hours. Just tell him you're with me. You can use it for the rest of the day. We were like, sweet.
Yeah, it had you had your American flag baby.
I think it was a princess cruise. We did that.
Yeah.
So many so many cool things happen when you just journey around like we do.
Right, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree more on a lot of things you say about Southcoast. So I think people have to be prepared for that long transfer.
Right,
And
I would
there's
say
no,
that's the only negative.
and there's no helicopter ride. So like we take the helicopter when you, like in St. Lucia, a lot of the properties are further from the airport. And you can take that helicopter ride, which like cuts it down like 10 minutes, which is awesome.
Right.
This, I don't think Jamaica has that. There was a vendor at one time, I think, but
But then they
yeah,
had some
just take the
questionable
transfer.
things, and they went out of business, and then there's like new operator, but
Take the transfer.
yeah, take the transfer.
Just because we don't know, we
Right.
wouldn't recommend the helicopter right there. Not that it's like we just don't know, and if I don't know, I'm not getting on a helicopter.
Yeah, no, helicopters are scary enough. So,
So-
one of the cool things too, I want to point out with this resort, is some of the water activities. I mean, you have the normal water activities like snorkeling, scuba diving, kayaks, paddleboards, that sort of thing. But they also have water skiing. So that's
Really,
kinda cool.
that's a unique one.
Yes.
That's something I've never done.
I've done it.
You've water skied?
Yes, back when I was a kid. I don't know if I could still get
not
up.
with,
But
not that I've seen. This is well before my time with you.
he's like, you were like the least athletic.
You would, yeah. I'd be fearing for your safety out there.
I probably would too. But no,
Yeah.
I mean,
you're more of a tuber. It's just easy to just chill on the
I've
tube
done that too.
with a Trulia and just
yeah, that's more my style now.
yeah. No water skiing. Those days are done.
I would be interested to know though if I could still get up.
You probably could.
Yeah, because I feel like they say once you learn that, it's like, riding a bike. But I mean, I haven't done that it's been probably 18 years. Like I was.
Let's not try it when we're on vacation. How about that?
Yeah, probably not a good thing.
Maybe
if so, make sure we have travel insurance.
Maybe we were cruising off the coast of South Carolina or something, but not when we're in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, one thing. So one of my favorite places in Southcoast is that piano bar. And is it Tipsy Turtle?
No,
What's it called?
At Grenada. He gets so confused.
Well, you take me to so many different places, and I'm trying to blend them all together. What was the one called in
I'm blanking. No, it's not called that. It's just I just know it's called the piano bar.
It's the piano bar, but it's upstairs. It's above like a restaurant, above Cafe de Paris, I think.
No, it's above Eleanor's.
Above Eleanor's,
which is a Pan-Caribbean cuisine.
So whatever pub it is, and they change the names from it each property. That's why we can't figure it out. But that one was one of the most fun ones I've been to because they had the karaoke going and they had music going up there, and it's really cool because you're kind of upstairs and you're up above everything.
Yeah,
and the island's so flat. It's just kind of it was just a really cool little atmosphere, and it's kind of small. But yet it was fun. Like
I mean, it gets hopping at night.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I like that resort because it's super chill. But then if you do want some nightlife where you go and have some drinks and hang out, it's good for that. So.
Wasn't I doing the whip and the nay there? You've
done that everywhere. So
I mean, by the time you get to the pub, sometimes you've had so many pool drinks that.
And then plus drinks at dinner. And
anything goes to the pub.
Yeah.
What happens in the pub does not stay in the pub.
Yeah.
or the piano bar.
I remember that when I was there in January, with a group of agents, we closed it down.
You guys closed you guys must have been there like 3 a.m.
Yeah. And then I had to get up the next morning. That was not good. Remember, I was not feeling well at the airport.
Oh, come on, babe.
And I was like, why did I do this to myself?
Come on, babe.
I know better. Yeah, that was bad.
But it's easy to have that much fun when you're in such a beautiful place. It just is. Like, we're gonna have a ton of fun when we go to Grenada.
Yes, I can't wait.
Ton of fun. And Grenada, for those that don't know, you probably see the pictures. If you ever see the pictures with these beautiful balconies, with the infinity pool off the balcony, that's Grenada. Chances are what you're looking at is the resort in Grenada, Sandals.
Yeah.
And we should go back and do the schools.
We won't be there on a Thursday. So
man, because we had so much fun. So for those that don't know, and Janet and I try to do this every time we go to a Sandals property, is we try to give back for our company, and we'll go donate school supplies and like soccer balls and things like that. But we also donate our time, and what we do is we'll go teach a class at a local school.
You can arrange this through the Sandals Foundation. I'm sure we've probably mentioned it before, but
I highly recommend it because it's so gratifying. Like you really get so much. We get so much joy just giving back because the kids, a lot of their parents, like the kids at these schools. First of all, the schools are much different than they are here in the States, and the kids get like so much joy because their parents are gone so much, and when you're there and you're giving them a lot of attention, it's something they might not get at home a lot because their parents probably work in the tourism industry. They work long hours,
right?
And so they're just amped up with energy, and it's if you're playing soccer with them or you're teaching the class, they're fully engaged and happiest kids. Some of the happiest groups of kids you'll ever meet is out there. I mean, I'll never forget. I think the first time we did that was Grenada.
It was, and it was like the most humbling experience I've ever had. And I remember just leaving there, and I had tears in my eyes just because I'm like, these kids don't know what they don't have. And
but yet they're so happy. Their spirits were so high.
Oh, yeah, and they're just so excited to, see you and hang out with you, and it's really cool.
And I know, like, when you do stuff like that, and that's why I think it's real healthy to travel. Like, get out of the United States or wherever your home is.
Get a different perspective on the world.
Get a different perspective on the world. If you haven't traveled much outside of the U.S., go. Like, take a weekend trip. It's, you can almost get anywhere now for a pretty reasonable price.
Right.
And, I know, like, our political climate and everything going on right now in the United States, you can cut on the news and it's almost Debbie Downer City. It's just like, gosh, we're in so much trouble. The United States this, like, oh, all this stuff. Everyone's up in arms about everything. But then you just go to take a couple-hour plane flight to an island that's a different country, and it's like, holy crap, we don't have it bad at all here. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, every country can be better, but when you go down there and see some of these smaller countries just in the Caribbean, right next door to us, our neighbors, and you go to their schools, we don't have it that bad here. You know what I mean? It really,
absolutely.
It changes your perspective on things. It makes you really appreciate it for what you have, and nothing's perfect, but it's a very emotional, but kind of, you get a lot out of it. You know, you get a lot out of it. Not only the kids get a lot out of it, but we got a lot out of it too. So I recommend it.
Yeah, and you can do that on Thursdays when when it's the school year.
And it only takes like a couple hours to do. It's about,
you leave, I think, at like 10 in the morning. You get back at 1. Like, you're not there all day or anything. So.
Yeah, then you put your swim trunks on, you get back in the pool, and you're hanging out by like 2 o'clock.
Have some pool drinks.
Have some pool drinks. What's your favorite pool drink, by the way? We should do like a show on that, because there's so many good ones.
I was going to say, I mean, my go-to.
No, maybe I'm tempted to save this but we'll give your favorite, and then I'll give my favorite. Okay. And then we might save this, because I would love to do almost a whole episode on pool drinks.
Well, I mean, what I normally drink is I usually get like one frozen drink a day. Like
one real sugary one?
Yeah, like a pina colada or a dirty banana or something like that. But my go-to...
I know what your go-to is.
But
I'm asking because it's a podcast.
This sounds bad. Drink all day. At the pool bar is I just sit there and I like the Jamaican rum and with some Diet Coke.
Yeah, Jamaican rum and Diet.
It's so
Appleton
good.
and Diet. The Appleton Estate Reserve.
I do the Reserve. Yeah, the Appleton's good too, but I really like the Appleton. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to have one later today.
Yeah, it's Friday.
We should be on vacation, so
I know.
Can do that.
We need to do like a Friday happy hour show where we like have like a pool drink or some wine. And
you're getting that from Barstool.
No. Remember, I've already said we should do like a wine and travel show.
Oh, okay.
No, we can't. We're not Barstool. Barstool's a completely different genre than we are.
I know.
Those guys
I'm
are
just
nuts.
saying you're getting that
I love them though. They're like, I love their content.
You're getting
and stuff.
that idea though because they're a Friday thing.
Oh yeah, one of their morning shows is like a Gentleman's Friday where they
drink in the morning and get drunk.
They drink in the morning on the podcast, and then like people show up at 11 into the office, and these guys are probably like 4 drinks deep, 5 drinks deep, however many drinks deep. But
yeah.
I like the idea of doing maybe a Saturday afternoon show where we crack open a bottle of wine and talk about it, and then
talk about the wine.
And we'll talk about the wine and travel. I don't know.
I don't know when we're gonna have time for that.
Yeah, because we are busy booking people 24/7.
We haven't done a podcast in almost 3 weeks.
I know, but we are so bad. I wanted to apologize to our audience because it's like, gosh, guys, I'm so sorry we haven't done one. And we
do have a lot of exciting things coming up.
There's been so much going on, and we're gonna do. I think the goal is now. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The new studio is almost set up. The chaos is settling. Yes. We will get back to one a week at least. I'm thinking once we get the new studio fully up and running, because this thing's gonna be sexy. This is going to be the sexiest podcast studio. All the construction, once everything settles, we are going to do maybe 2 a week.
Okay, we'll
double
try.
Down. Do like a hump day, happy hour one on Wednesdays maybe, and then one on, I don't know.
We'll try. We'll do the best that we can.
Yeah. But anyways, what's your trip of the week?
Oh, yeah. You wanted to talk about that earlier.
Give me your trip of the week.
So I've booked several couples, and this is for next year, but it's an escorted tour. It's called Canadian Rockies by train. And
okay.
So it's really cool. They're going to go through Canada and spend a night or 2 on the train, and then also just go visit a bunch of different places there, like Lake Louise and Banff National Park, and they're going to have a great time. So
yeah. Then you just also, I saw a picture you showed me from one of your clients where they went to the Grand Canyon. Yeah,
which I know we actually did an episode on that.
That was an awesome...
on our trip. But yeah, that picture, I'm going to share it on our Facebook. The views are amazing.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those things, you have to go see it. Don't just look at the pictures, or don't look, even if 4K, all the VR, all the nicest crap out there, it does not do it justice. Go see it for yourself.
Right.
So... All right, very cool. Well, we'll call it a show, guys. Again, if you heard anything here that you want more information on, just hit us up. We're an open book. You don't get a sales pitch from us. We're just here to talk travel. Give our clients.
Say, sorry to interrupt you though.
Okay.
Just to sum up Southcoast, just go.
Yeah, just go.
Amazing.
That's one of those ones you just have to go to see.
It's amazing.
It's kind of like the Grand Canyon. Like, we can talk about it, but that one is one of the resorts.
It's just so special to me.
You have to go see. Big beach, big water. Oh, biggest pool, by the way. Biggest pool in the Caribbean. Or not in the Caribbean, Jamaica, right?
Yeah, actually, they do have the largest pool in Jamaica. And one thing I'll leave you with, too, is one of the reasons why I love it, and I think it's the best swim up pool bar, is you can sit at the pool bar and you look directly out at the ocean.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
I have that really good video on my Instagram.
Yeah.
And it really kind of encompasses how big that pool is and how close it is to the ocean.
Oh my gosh, I just want to go on vacation. So
I didn't do my favorite drink either.
Oh yeah, what's
pool
yours?
Drink. What do you think it is?
Sorry guys, we are all over the place this morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm hopped up on caffeine. The caffeine's like flowing through my veins right now.
Now it is.
Yeah.
By the end of the show, it is. I know what
this
your favorite
caffeine's
pool
flowing through my veins.
I know what your favorite pool drink is.
What is it? I'll see if you get it.
Dirty banana.
It is a dirty banana, but if I can't drink a ton of them. You can only do one dirty banana. And then it goes Citron and soda.
Citron and soda, yeah.
Citron and soda, which is a lime-flavored vodka and soda water with a lime. And you get just enough lime. It's got the crisp soda water, ton of ice, and you can drink them, and it's refreshing. It's not too rich. It's not too sweet. Highly recommend if you're not into sweet drinks, which I'm not. Try a Citron and soda with lime. And it's a lime flavored vodka. It's good stuff. So, but be careful. You're in the sun, so you want to everything in moderation. But,
yes, just make sure you drink a glass of water for every drink that you have.
We don't want to encourage like getting hammered at the swim up bar.
No.
Like, because that'll
We have seen some people do that before.
I've probably done it like once or twice. All the times that we've gone, but
not as bad as that one girl in Cabo.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the girl taking. Well.
Oh,
Cabo.
That was a different Cabo.
Cabo, yeah.
Yeah, both times we went
people
to
get
Cabo.
rowdy. People get rowdy. Cabo Wabo. People get rowdy.
Yeah, I guess
up there.
so.
You just got to be careful.
Yep.
Because the sun in Cabo is a little hotter than everywhere else.
Yeah, it just beats down on you.
And if you don't stay hydrated, oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. So, all right, we'll wrap it up. Wow, we've been talking for 30 minutes.
Oh,
that's a good way to kick off Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we love you guys. Hit us up. Send us a message on Facebook. Just tell us hi. Hit us up. So, anyways, have a great weekend, guys. We love you.